Hiya, I'm Matthew.
And I'm Billy.
And in today's news, I'll be talking about rest and relaxation and spending.
And I'll be talking about smoking, drugs and social life/competitions.
So I'll begin. Anyone who exercises on a regular basis knows the importance of rest and recovery. Exercising is great for the body, but too much of a good thing can eventually cause the body to fatigue, break down and likely become injured. Getting the proper rest and recovery is important in order to ensure the body not only gets stronger but stays healthy, and at the same time being strong means nothing if the end results in an injury. Julia Mansuko, the most decorated female alpine skier in US. The 29-year-old plays the ukulele, she surfs, and has a house in Mayu. Still not one from the sedentary life, Munsoko is also currently exploring the sport of free diving, having recently learned to submerge herself to the depth of 600 feet without any equipment. Gretchen Blair, a half-pipe snowboarder, daily meditates. Daily meditation has helped Blair maintain balance and connection in her life. J.R. Selsky, a speed skater, a trip to sauna helps Selsky recover after a tough workout. So all these have their own type of rest and relaxation. This helps them in the performance because they relax and they can focus on what they're doing, what sports they're doing, so they will perform better at the end.
And I'm doing that J.neale and I'm actually took drugs. For a while, J.neale's level performances had dropped. He wasn't influencing games much as he did when he first joined from Tottenham for £8 million, and he didn't seem as committed as he was previously, and it was clear that something wasn't right. The reason why, though, wasn't apparent until the hearing. J.neale was captured taking Class A drugs, cocaine, during a night out with friends. This had a major effect on the player's career and life in general, as he was subsequently suspended by the Football Association and Hull City, depending on a disciplinary hearing. Steve Bruce, the manager at the time, commented saying, "He's let himself down, and being tarnished with that is awful, and he'll have to live with the consequences of that. As a reaction, I'm shocked, saddened, disappointed, angry. Why wouldn't I be? I can't come to terms with it. If I'm being honest, society today is unfortunately like that." However, after the hearing, he escaped a ban from the FA due to him suffering from the tragic death of his newborn baby the previous year. The maximum offence for failing a drugs test is a 2-year ban. However, he's set to face no further punishment. It is believed that Livermore took the Class A drugs just days after he found out the outcome of an inquest into his child's death. An FA statement said he was not given a ban because of the specific and unique nature of the circumstances. The FA's full written reasons compiled following a hearing at Wembley on 2nd September stated, Livermore's son died in the early hours of 19th of May 2014, less than 48 hours after Hull lost FA Cup final to Arsenal. The death of Jake Jr. had a devastating effect on Livermore, his partner, and their families. Livermore's cognitive functions and judgment were severely impaired on the occasion he took cocaine, and the player did not intend to enhance his performance as an athlete. And Livermore was notified of the failed test on 13th of May 2015, relating to a urine sample given after the Premier League match against Crystal Palace on the 25th of April 2015. A B sample was tested on 20th of May 2015 and also returned a positive result. The Commission determined the incident a one-off, and Livermore never previously used recreational drugs, and 10 previous tests had all returned negative results. Livermore's club suspension has also been lifted now, meaning he is available for selection. The next one is Wojciech, which is smoking. After poor performance against Southampton, which was at fault for both goals and a 2-0 defeat, he lit a cigarette in their dressing room and began to smoke it. His poor performance in the match could be a result of smoking, as it affects agility when trying to stop a goal, aiming for the corner of the net. It also stops reaction times. After he was caught smoking, he was fined £20,000 and also dropped for the next match. He was also forced to publicly apologise for his actions. This wasn't the end of it for the Polish goalkeeper, as he struggled to get back into the Arsenal first team due to Deborah's being pressing and his own act of foolishness. This was also too similar for Arsene Wenger, as previously Jack Wilshere was also caught a smoking incident. After being notified of Jack Wilshere smoking, the Arsenal manager commented saying, "I disagree completely with that behaviour. When you are a football player, you are an example and you don't do what damages your health." This questions shows his actions further due to knowing his manager's opinion of his choice of lifestyle. He eventually went to Italian-side Roma on loan, where he's allegedly been caught smoking again, resulting in being dropped. However, the manager was quick to clarify that it was for tactical reasons. And pressures. So Christian Eriksen, he did a recent interview and he recently claimed that playing in the Premier League and having a social life isn't really compatible. His girlfriend is often alone due to the intense training and match regime, and this can be hard at times for his girlfriend and can put strain on the relationship. Another case study is Jonathan Trott. Mike Owen once commented that people say it's your job when you're for competition. But true, and we all appreciate how fortunate we are, but that doesn't make it any easier when you're away from your family for such a length of time. For those cricketers spending 4 months in Australia during the Christmas period, it must be especially hard. And after a non-stop training regime and competition schedule, Jonathan Trott claimed that his drive to succeed brought on his Ashes burnout. In a recent interview, he described how his desire to be the best took control of his life, and in the end it was the downfall of his career. It became a relief to be away from it, not to be at the ground, but there was a ticking clock knowing you had to go, was something he said in an interview. He then went on to say, even in the hotel or at home, it was a ticking clock, like a sentence. Knowing that you are going back to the ground, you want the night to never end, you get to bad places. Trott clung to the idea of a burnout, hoping that a decent rest was all he needed before returning to the crease for country and county. It became his crutch, like a course for optimism. After a few months' rest, he was horrified to discover nothing had changed. It did not seem to matter if he was playing a county match or a charity game. From the first ball, he might as well be back in business and Brisbane, anxious and able to operate. His first game back was a charity match against a local school side in Cape Town for a friend who had lost his leg in a battle with cancer. He'd only managed to score 19 runs in the match. He went on to say, "As I'm lying there, I'm thinking these schoolboys must think I'm useless. And they must be thinking the England team is rubbish if this guy can get into it. I was still thinking about the fact that I'd only got 90 runs. I knew then that I was in trouble." The fact that a low score in a charity match that his brother played him had such a psychological effect on him shows how much pressure he felt he was under to perform at a high level, no matter what the circumstances were. The pressure he put on himself had a huge negative effect on not only his career, but also his personal life as it consumed him. He no longer enjoyed what he was paid to do, what he grew up loving. His desire to be the best began to psychologically torture him, stopping him from enjoying his life outside of cricket. However, after several sessions with a psychologist, Trott now hopes he can earn his place back in the England team.
I'll be talking about spending, so let me introduce you some quick facts. Somewhere between 60 and 80% of athletes in the NBA and NFL go bankrupt within 5 years of their retirement, despite making an average of $5.15 million and $1.9 million per season. I found a quote, and I want you all to take that quote in. It states, "Do you want to live like a king for a year, or live like a prince for a lifetime?" In Gandhi's experience, 1 in 4 athletes makes a horrible investment that no one else would make. For example, Tory Hunter sank $70,000 into a raft designed to sit under furniture that could be inflated during the flood. The investor asked him for $500,000 more, but the centre field declined. Hunter never saw his cash again. Recently, NBA superstar went bankrupt. His name is Dennis Rodman. If you don't know who he is, let me talk you through it. He's one of the most nutritious basketball players to ever wear an NBA uniform. Dennis was known for his colourful hair, tattoos, fierce rebounding and defence. He played on the five-time NBA champion Chicago Bulls alongside with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. He was a 7-time rebounding champion. His career earnings are estimated around $27 million plus sponsorships and personal appearances. After basketball, he wrote a book, appeared on celebrity TV, and wrestled alongside no other than Hulk Hogan. Rodman likes flashy custom painted vehicles such as his Lamborghini, Porsche and Hummer. He fell behind on his child support payment to tune on $800,000. He spent millions of dollars on a heavy metal record taking up 2/3 of his $8.7 million Malibu estate, which is right here. It said that he was considered selling one or both kidneys to avoid selling his collection. His obsession for music has led to purchases of fake copies of autographed albums that he thought were original. His spending habits and frequent run-ins with the law finally caught up, and he has filed for bankruptcy. So the links between all the things that we talked about. Spending can link to rest and relaxation because you can obviously buy holidays or treat yourself to nice stuff. Spending can also link to negative lifestyle choices such as drugs, alcohol and gambling, obviously because you have a lot of money. And finally, too much pressure can lead to depression, which will have very bad negative on your own performance. Thank you very much.